there are some weeks where I just want to take this Texas team by the throat and just shake them, which has been the past couple weeks. And then there are games like this that remind me why I truly believe, not just because I'm a fan, that this team can make a run when they get their junk together. Awesome win for Texas tonight. Great atmosphere in the building tonight. If you guys were in the building, you know how emotional and how loud it was. Doesn't get like that a lot, when you're a top tier program, when other teams come in, they're usually the team looking forward to playing Texas. This week, we were looking forward to playing Oklahoma. And the team showed up, and the team got the job done. Now, as I said before, in my last video, I'm not going to get on here and trash OU. This is OU's second loss of the season. We've lost 8. Okay? OU is ranked number 2 coming in. This is not going to hurt their chances of getting March Madness. They could lose out and still get in. It's no problem. And I think everyone agrees. This win was way bigger for Texas than the loss was for OU. And Oklahoma played well. I mean, of course. It wasn't like they played a bad game. I will say I was wrong on my last video. One, I was very, very skeptical of this game. And for good reasons. I mean, you look at the way these two teams have been playing. OU is coming in the better team, and they probably still are the better team. And so it worried me. But I did say, and I guess it's hard, since I'm such a hardcore Longhorns fan, that it's hard for me to decipher when I'm picking something just because I like the team or because I really believe they can do it, and just looking at it objectively. And so when I really did think we could win today, and I made the thought, I really thought that the guys at game day, which I was at game day, and not a whole lot of people, I'll talk there about that. The guys at game day, 3-1, picked Texas to win. And I was surprised by that, but then again, I wasn't, because ESPN, I'll give them this, they see the potential in Texas. They know that this is pretty much the same team as last year that went to the Elite Eight, just without DJ Augustine. This team has the ability to do something special, but they haven't tapped into that. And a lot of it has to do with motivation. I hate to say that, but it's true. And I can say that because, AJ talked about that after the Aggie game. When we got beat by A&M last time in College Station, he said, we weren't up to it. We came out flat. And the past couple weeks, they've been coming out flat. And I talked about this last year with the football team. Not this past season, but the season before. It's that Longhorn mentality, and I don't know, it's that air of no matter what happens, we're still going to be at the top. Kind of with basketball, it's like, well, we're Texas, we can lose a game here and there. We're going to March Madness regardless. Well, Texas has hit that spot where that's not a given anymore. We've got to keep winning. And by beating Oklahoma tonight, we have definitely jumped ourselves up and helped ourselves get a spot there. And we've got enough good games left to increase that resume. Of course, the one you'll be focusing on is the last one in Lawrence against Kansas. That is probably going to be the toughest game of the year because this one was at home. Kansas on the road. Even when we've had really, really good teams, we still haven't won in Lawrence. That's a tough game. But that's not net. We have Tech next at home. But talking about the game tonight, lots being made about Blake Griffin not playing the second half, and it should be. That's their main integral part of their team. But I want to give Texas a little bit of credit. That Joker had 2 points in the first half. Okay, 2 points. Dexter Pittman was being a beast, and when he blocked him, he blocked his shot underneath. The whole place went crazy. Of course, pointing in John at Blake. I was actually sitting where I could see Blake's parents, and I like to kind of look at them, see their reaction. It was just kind of funny. But, Blake looked like he wanted to take over, and Texas, our entire goal was to shut him down. And I even said, Blake's going to get his. He didn't get his. And I also thought that Austin Johnson was going to kill us. And Austin Johnson didn't kill us. I think he had 8 points. I'm not exactly sure what it was. It was around that area. It was of course, Willie Warren. People talked about that already. The role players stepped up for OU, and you got to give credit for that, and that's why they're a dangerous team. When their star player's not there, they've got enough, that's why they're a good team. It's not just about one player. They've got those star guys, but their supporting cast can take over as well. And they did. But I think Texas, the emotion of the crowd, and I got to say something about the Texas crowd. This morning I went up for game day, and if you guys watched, you could tell there's empty seats all over the Abrams Center behind the crowd. Not a whole lot of people came, and I was worried. And I think a lot of it has to do even if the teams were really good. If Texas came in, we are a good team. I'm not going to say that. If we came in ranked high, I still think the turnout would have been kind of low. We're a football school, and we're a sports school, but we're a football school. When I went to the Missouri game day for football this year, it was packed. We had to camp out all night to get in. This one, you could walk in at any time, and you'd have no problem. Free donuts and coffee and everything. You get as much as you want because no one was really there. So I was worried a little bit. But the fans really showed me something because when we went to the game, they did show up, and it was loud, one of the loudest I've seen at the Irwin Center. You know, it reminded me a lot of last year when we played Kansas in Austin. Now those are probably the two best basketball games I've been to since I've been here at college. Now there are differences though. The Kansas game, those were two highly ranked teams, both playing top-notch basketball, you know, back and forth, and Texas getting the win at the end. This one, on the other hand, he had Oklahoma going for that number one spot. Texas, a team struggling, not ranked, trying to get a big win, and we did. But we didn't do it the way I thought we'd have to do it if we were going to win. I said that if we're going to win this game, we had to play our best ball, and OU had to play their worst. I don't think either of those happened. Texas did not play their best ball. We've been doing it all year, missing wide open shots. We were able to get the ball inside, which was great. But, you know, Gary, who got hurt, and I'm not sure how bad it is. I think he rolled his ankle, so he should be back. That's a huge loss if he's out. You know, AJ, who came on afterwards, missing those inside shots. Damian, you know, had some good game, but we missed a lot of layups. Really sloppy, but what we did, we were scrappy tonight. We were scrappy, and it was effort that got us this victory. And, of course, AJ Abrams. AJ has been taking a lot of crap this year from fans, and just because he has struggled a bit. The team has struggled. He really came alive. I think he had 24 points tonight. I don't know the exact number. I hadn't looked at it yet. But he became the leader that we all know he can be. Because Gary rolled his ankle, who's a huge, intricate part of our team. He went out. Damian fouled out. And it's a close game. It was about a 1-2 point game at that point. And what it was, everyone knew where the ball was going. It was going to AJ. And so far this year, when that's happened, AJ hadn't been as clutch in making those shots. Tonight, he was as clutch as he ever been. And, of course, Dexter, you know, playing the D on Griffin the first and keeping him out. And, of course, yes, we know Griffin wasn't in the second half. And that's fine. You know, Oklahoma can bring that up. But we shut the rest of the team down enough to win the game. So, I'm excited for Texas. I don't know what to think about. You know, I was really excited at the Oklahoma State win because it looked like we'd found our offense and we were back. And we weren't because we played poorly against Colorado and barely won. Played very poorly against A&M and got beat. But once again, we have another good win, our biggest win of the season, beating Oklahoma. And you can just throw the records out. I'm just glad we beat Oklahoma. I can't stand them. For those people who think that a playoff would diminish a rivalry, if you were in that building, you would change your opinion like that. We can't stand Oklahoma, and anytime we can beat them, it's fine. We also didn't rush the court. For some of you people who think that just because you're not ranked, you're playing a highly ranked team, we don't do that here. But it was a big win. We're very excited. So now we got to focus on Tech at home, and Tech is not good. Tech is terrible. They're horrible. But they beat us last year. It was in Lubbock last year, but they're focused on that. So, big win for Texas. Can they sustain it? I hope so. Do I think we found our identity this game? No. It was very all over. Our offense was all over the place. I couldn't tell you what we were trying to do. But it worked tonight. It does reinstill in the fact that we can beat anybody. We have the ability to do that. But does it always have to be on the right night? We need to be consistently play week after week. We can play a really good game one time. We need to string those together. We'll see if we can keep doing that as we go on, finishing off the Big 12 regular season, going into Big 12 tournament, and, of course, getting into that March Madness. Got to secure a spot first. Great win for Texas. Awesome time at the game. The guys put on a great show. Made us all proud here in Austin. And all you fans home, I hope you really enjoyed it as well. Beating Oklahoma is always sweet no matter what sport. Hook 'em horns, Texas fight. And I'm proud of the Longhorns. See you guys later.